Okay, I'm going to try this video thing and see how this works out. It may not, I don't know. I should tell you ahead of time that I'm using my $99 Walmart special Canon point-and-shoot barely digital camera. So quality's not real great, but it'll do for now till I figure out if anyone's actually going to watch these. So hopefully it's good enough so that you can just see what I'm trying to do. And today all I'm going to do is a flip through, because I figure that would be easy to start with. I should also say that I don't know how to edit video. I know enough about it to know that I don't ever want to know how to edit video. So you just kind of get what you get, and I won't have any, fancy background music or words that pop up on the screen to give you links to other fabulous stuff or anything like that, because I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to know how to do that. And I should also tell you that this is not really how my voice sounds. My voice is actually very crystal clear and soothing, but for some reason, anytime I record it, it comes out sounding sort of like a stupid hick with a sinus infection. I don't know why that is. I think it's just some kind of technological glitch. So you'll just have to imagine how soothing and clear my actual voice is. And these are not my hands. My hands are actually quite lovely. The nails are all nice and everything. I don't know where these came from. I woke up one day and they were there, and they look kind of like old lady hands that, some grandma has been out rebuilding engines in her garage. But anyway, we're going to make do with them until I get my good hands back. I'll flip through. I've been asked to show the insides of some of my journals and books, so I'm going to flip through just a few of them kind of quick, because my attention span is about 10 minutes long, and then I get bored. So that'll be the length of the video. This is one of the first books I made, and it was the first book class that I went to, and it's called Hinged on a Secret. It's a piano hinge book by Lisa Renner, and this is the handout that she gave everybody in the class, which, usually you get a stack of copy papers that are just stapled together, and she actually made this adorable instruction book thing for everyone, so I was really impressed with that. And I was impressed with the whole class, if I can remember, because it was so many years ago. But she gave really good instructions. This is the piano hinge book, and it's just a little kind of artsy book for no reason. And the cool part about it is this hinge. This is the construction that she showed us how to do. See, it's got kind of a little peekaboo place back there. So that's a cool little book to make, and it is not as hard to do as it looks. It looks like it might be kind of complicated. It's really not, because I did it. Another book class I did several years ago, I did a couple of them. There was a workshop that a friend gave in Louisiana, and it was like just the best book workshop ever, because she had so much stuff to use and to choose from, and I made a bunch of books in that class. Ooh, okay, I forgot my other ones. They're upstairs. Well, I'll do that another time. These are, this is a fabric book that I did, and this pattern fabric on the back here was the only thing that had a pattern on it. Everything else was transferred. That was just an image that I transferred. I don't remember which transfer technique that I used, because we used so many. Gosh, I can't remember. Well, anyway, but it worked out very well, because the images transferred really well onto the fabric. And this is just all kind of a girly little fabric book, and I don't really sew, so I was kind of impressed that it actually turned out and held together. This one has always been one of my favorites. I did it at the same workshop, and it's a tin can book, and the covers are just tops of cans, like green bean cans, and the pages are all just different round doodads. It had sort of a time theme with it because I really like clocks, clock faces, watch faces. I don't know why, but I don't know, just something about that round shape that I really like. So I just put all these little doodads in there, and it makes a little book, and I like the way it sounds. That makes me happy. Another book that I did this one just recently. Oh dang, I forgot to write down. Crap. Okay, we're going to pretend like that didn't happen. This is a book I made from a class I took just recently. It's the Full Tilt Boogie class that Marianne Moss does, and I forgot to write down the website address for that, but if you just Google Full Tilt Boogie Marianne Moss, it'll come up, and it's a really good class because it's one of those open-ended, no start date, no end date. You do it at your own pace whenever you want. She sends you the special password secret handshake to see all of her videos, and she gives really good instructions, and her voice actually records correctly because her voice is just so soothing, and it has this little lilt to it, and it's like listening to bells. I really like her voice, and I like what comes out her mouth too because she does good instructions. This book, I forget what it's called, but it was supposed to be made out of one of those vintage celluloid albums, Victorian era, really cool albums, which I have an enormous one, but it's got like real family photos in it, so I'm not cutting it up. And I couldn't find another one cheap enough to cut up. There were a few you could get on eBay for like $20, but still, it's a $20 thing that I'm cutting up. I want the $5 ones, and I don't know where she got those, but she had a huge stack of them. So anyway, I didn't use the right cover, but I did all her other techniques. The binding technique, it has the fabric strips, and then the signatures are just sewn over those, and this is really easy to do, and I like the look that it gives. And then I just made the covers out of some scrap cardboard that I covered with junk that I have. And I haven't done anything inside it other than just bind it, but she gave us ideas for all kinds of different papers to use. So you can kind of see. I'm not going to go real slow on these because I was watching the other day a video of a girl who did, she was doing a flip through. That's one of those shelf liner papers that smell good. I can't believe I lifted it up and smelled it, but that's what that was all about. So this girl, she did a flip through of her absolutely fabulous art journal. I mean, it was really, really good, and I loved looking at it for about 10 minutes. And then the other 10 or 15 minutes that the video droned on, I had to fast forward through it. It just was way too long. So I have vowed not to take that long on my videos. And I may end up skipping over some stuff that you needed to see. But you know what? You can just fill in the blanks yourself. It's not hard. So this book is a really good way to use up weird different scrap papers that you have laying around. Your junk mail, your magazine pages, your envelopes, your calendars, whatever. I like it for that. And when I actually get around to doing stuff in it and putting stuff in it, it's just going to get even more and more fabulous. Okay, and I like this kind of closure. I just usually tie it in a loose knot because I anticipate this book getting really fat, so I didn't want to put any kind of fancy closure on it. I wanted something that would let it expand. This journal was another one that I did at that book workshop in Louisiana, and this has always been one of my favorites. It is a black and white journal. The cover is made out of a half of a placemat. You can see it was just cut in half. And then it has this stitched binding with the ends that were loose, and then they've got little beads and things on it. And I haven't really put a closure or any kind of a title on it, and I kind of like it like this. Because the outside's really kind of plain and unassuming, but I really like the inside. It's black and white. Everything in here is black and white. And I just collected a whole bunch of black and white images. Actually, I already had them. I just got them out of my collection. And then stuck them together. Look at Lyle with his little earring. Doesn't he look cute? There's some fabric in here, some stamped images, some scrapbook paper, little doodads, and I don't think I made that. Somebody else did. Oh, look! Sandy Marr. Sandy Marr. There's a whole page for her. I bet she did both of those. I love it when I remember to give credit, because I steal people's stuff all the time. I have never had an original idea in my life. I always steal someone else's, but I do always try to give them credit when I can remember who I stole it from. And this is fun. But, as you can see, it's just all black and white. The end. I've got one that I'm working on right now, and this one's not even finished. But there's enough done in it that I can kind of show you. This one, I watched a video recently. Okay, I forgot to write down the web address, but I remember her name. The girl's name was something like Tangie Baxter, T-A-N-G-I-E, maybe. So if you Google that or search for it on YouTube, she's got a video that shows how she does these junk journals. And she used a composition book, but I didn't have a composition book. I had this is a Moleskine Cahier, I think. And I had this, yeah, I had this laying around, so I used it, because it's about the same size as a composition book. See, anybody can do this. This is easy. I think that's it. Yep. So this one still has quite a few pages to be worked on, but it's getting there. I really like it. Okay, so those are some of the stuff, the journals that I've made. And I wish I could remember the URLs for those different people that I mentioned, and I'll try to remember to do better next time about that.